plankton. Crabs, plankton, crabs. SpongeBob. You can't do this to me, crabs. I went to college! Ouch. That plankton is a clever beast. You gotta keep a sharp eye out for him, SpongeBob. The Krabby Patty law must be enforced. The future of the Krusty Krab depends on it. Don't worry, Mr. Krabs. As long as these pants are square and this sponge is Bob, I will not let you down! SpongeBob, could you let me down? Man, these patties sure are delicious. I wonder what's in that secret formula. Code 12! Code 12! Your disguises can't fool me this time, Plankton! Everyone at the Head Enhancement Clinic said no one would notice. SpongeBob, you're scaring away me money. Sorry, Mr. Krabs. I was just trying to protect the secret formula. That's no reason to rip off people's heads off, boy.
That's a good one.
2022!
It's 2022! Woo! We are on a new season, season 3 of Bump That. If you didn't know, we also do seasons. But we're on a brand new year of Bump That. We made it to our second year, kind of going into the second year. Yeah. Anyways, we're on episode 51. That is exciting. If you've never heard of us before and you're just turning in to Bump That for the very first time, welcome. We have Brian in this corner.
No free napkins?
We've got KT in this corner.
Wish I was back in Texas.
And I am Miliana, your host, and we are siblings who have a love for nerdy things and decide to talk about it on the internet and share it all with you people, and here you are listening to it. Welcome. We've got a lovely show for you today. We're going to be talking about movies, TV shows, everything that we watched over the break. We took a 3-week break off just to recuperate after...
Recuperate?
Croup, that is a cough that children and some adults can contract, and it actually sounds like, what is the... I can't remember the animal that they describe it of, but it's like a... It's like really...
Boo, you stink!
It's really nasty. So if you have croup and you sound
Boom
like
shakalaka!
a whale or something, you got to get that checked out. Anyways, so yeah, stick around for the chunk. We've got some juicy stuff to talk about with Encanto.
Oh, we are so gonna get into it.
It's gonna be very exciting. But before that, we have some news to catch you all up on. So we have a Bob's Burger movie trailer drop. Reactions.
The trailer.
Is it underwhelming?
It's like an overblown episode. That's what it looks like.
Does it look similar to like what the Simpsons movie was?
Yeah.
That was a hit though, wasn't it? That did well.
Yeah. It looks a little darker in color, but...
Yeah, but the Simpsons had, 20 years of episodes,
right.
And, Builders, Bob's has been around for 10,
Yeah.
So, it's just, I mean, in fact, it's almost, I read, like, the synopsis, and it's almost very similar to The Simpsons, actually, now that I think about it.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, where the dome, I mean, I don't want to spoil Bob's Builders thing, but where the dome...
Burgers, Wiener?
Bob's Burgers, but where
Not
the dome
Wieners,
goes over
burgers.
Springfield. What did I say, Bob's Wieners?
No,
Katie called you a wiener.
I called you a Wiener because you keep saying Bob's Builders.
Bob the Builder.
Bob the Builder. Oh my God.
Featuring Bob the Builder, yes we can.
Oh my gosh.
Lynn, can we build this burger? Yes, we can.
Oh my! Does it look like a movie that you would want to go to the theater and see? Like, does it look good?
Okay, let me give my 2 cents really quick.
It's a very teaserous trailer.
Well,
Very teaser.
It's teaser because it doesn't tell you what it's about.
Tina gets a boyfriend.
To me, it's worrisome that it doesn't tell you what it's about, because historically when trailers do that, that means it's it's more than likely not going to be a great movie. So it's showing you the highlights of what may be funny, but the overall plot is not very interesting. So, would you want to spend $15 to go see it at the theater?
So if it goes digital on streaming, what streaming service would have it? Peacock or Paramount Plus?
I would think Hulu would.
Maybe Disney, because Disney owns Fox. That's a Fox product. Probably Hulu then too. Yeah, that'd be my guess. Yeah.
Because Disney has it owns Hulu, like a portion of Hulu, so
Yeah.
it wouldn't surprise me if that were the case.
Well,
I don't know. See, this movie has been in production Hades for so long. It's bound to have a lot of problems.
I mean, and two, I bet if you look at it, I haven't looked at it, but I guarantee you that if you check who wrote this movie, there's probably like a dozen writers. And when you have a dozen people writing a movie, it is all over the place. There's just, it's a lot of crash bang jokes, just, boom, over and over and over again. And yeah, so... but the voice acting, H. John Benjamin, he's we like him,
So far, it has 3 different producers. So
yeah, that's about right,
I don't know. Bob's Burgers is like good as a TV show, but for me, I can never like binge it or anything. I watch 2 episodes.
That's like
okay, I'm done.
Think about it, like, so Simpsons, they had their movie and it was successful, but pretty much people were like, even the joke in the movie was, why watch this movie when you can just watch this at home for free?
Yeah.
That was the whole bit. South Park had a movie and it got nominated for an Oscar.
Wow.
And they were able to throw in a whole lot more dirty jokes than they can because it was in a movie.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and that's Beavis and Butthead had a movie, and we don't want to talk about that. So I don't know. Bob's Builders might.
Oh my God!
see.
Bob's Burgers.
Bob's Burgers.
Golly.
Bob's Builders.
Bob's Burgers.
Bob, have you built the burger yet? Bob.
No, I don't know if I could sit and watch a whole movie. Like, I like 2 episodes and I'm done. I'm like, okay,
No,
I'm annoyed now.
I can easily binge Bob's Burgers. So now you're gonna try to get me to say a builder. Golly.
Bob's Builders.
But I just don't know what a movie would have to offer that the show doesn't already. So I don't know.
Longer content.
There's usually you just got to raise the stakes. But when you raise the stakes, there has to be consequences in a story. You can't just be like, well, the burger place burns down and
so
Bob
what
and
Lynn are
it's just
on the rocks.
Never. Never.
Lynn.
Role models. Their marriage is a role model.
I don't know. I probably won't watch it, honestly. I'm not too big a fan.
Dang.
Maybe I'll watch it to review it for Bump That if we're super interested in it. And, people leave comments that are like, I so want to listen to you guys rave and trash Bob's Builders movie.
Oh, I would trash Bob's Builders any day. But Bob's Burgers, no.
I don't know. We'll see. Bump That will be there at the premiere.
Louise. Oh my gosh.
Louise.
And that Louise is somebody that was really lacking in the trailer, in my opinion. Which she's probably my favorite character. So that's
she's
kind
like
of
the
like
Bart Simpson.
Yeah, so to not have her around more, that's a little worrisome as well. I just don't know, man. I don't know.
I'm not too into it. But the next one, Scott Pilgrim anime, reportedly in development for Netflix. Why?
I'm surprised it hasn't been done already.
Why do we need this?
It could have been done like years ago.
Yeah, Scott Pilgrim is actually a very popular thing for like the indie scene. So he's got is it manga or comics? Like
They-
whatever.
If it's Japanese,
I think it's a manga. Yeah.
So those are pretty popular in the indie scene. He's got a video game which actually did pretty well.
Like
It's
the
on,
movie Scott Pilgrim Saves the World.
I like that movie. I
It's
like
a
it a
good
lot.
movie.
That
but
movie's
is it-
great, bro.
Is it like that same character and the same storyline?
No, that's like its own thing. That's its own version of the story. I think that the anime will probably follow a lot closer. It'll be like just an animated version of the manga. That's my guess.
Huh.
Just like how Dragon Ball Z and all that junk is, you know. It'll literally just be like the pages of the, you know, publication coming to life, you know. So
Yeah,
Yeah.
and there's probably enough source material for it to be its own original story, separate from the movie that everybody's familiar with.
It's also really interesting to see the way that anime is going nowadays, like animation style. So I'll be kind of interested to see how they animate it.
you know, just be prepared because, you know, studios are going to start mining more manga anime stuff to make into Netflix streaming stuff. It's a gold mine. Just wait because you're going to start seeing that just explode even more than
Squid Games,
it
the
already
anime.
has.
Oh Lord,
No,
I
but,
wouldn't
like,
I wouldn't put it past
know.
it, to be honest.
Oh yeah, that's possible too. But just all those anime shows, watch them make it a live action Attack on Titan. You know, the premiere which came out this recently, nobody's watched. But,
Oh my gosh.
you know,
Oh, sorry.
watch them make a live action version of that show for, you know, kids like you, for viewers like you.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
And
All right, but
Oh.
the big news I really want to get with you guys though is because we talked about this months ago. This has been a big conversation part of 2021. Pixar's turning red. We've all seen the trailer. I think all of us in this room are big fans of that. We were very excited for that movie.
yes.
But then out of nowhere, Disney corporate is like, "Hey, turning red, you are not going to theaters." Even though all the crew at Pixar wants you guys there to see it on a big screen, no, you guys are getting the Disney Plus treatment. Thoughts, please. Tell me I'm
So-
not the only one that's upset about
I'm
this.
super confused because the trailer, okay, has 22 million views on YouTube, has 300,000 upvotes, and I'm you know, YouTube has dislikes turned off, but it seems like it's being reviewed or viewed as positively. So I'm really confused as to why they would not want it to be theatrical.
So what I read, maybe I think it was yesterday, is that allegedly the reason is things are getting tight right now once again with Omicron. And so Disney decided to pull the plug early, just make it a home release. And there were some interviews with Pixar employees, and they are extremely upset. Yeah, I mean, the words that they use is pretty much like, you know, what do you do?
Well,
This
here's
is
the-
obviously not what we want, but you know, what can
Here's
you do?
the thing: people are wanting to go back to normal. They are enjoying going. We just had Spider-Man. We had other movies that came out, like Shang-Chi, where they pulled mega money.
I don't buy that. Sing 2 is right up there. Sing 2 made a
They're bringing
ton
mega
of money.
theatrical money. Of
So
people
this
wanting
whole
to go to the
Omicron
theater.
thing, I don't buy it at all. I think
don't
it's a
either.
cop out. I think there's something else going on with it, and I mean, I don't know if we want to get into it, but
Oh no,
it's just-
I completely agree. I think
it's one of those things because this movie is not geared to maybe white people. I think that's what it is.
Whoa.
Honestly, I'm dead serious.
Ooh.
Okay. Tell me I'm wrong. Tell me I'm wrong.
I don't like. Okay, it's being received. That's the word I was looking for. It's being received well. Like the numbers are good. Kids want to go see this movie. They saw Sing 2. You know, everybody's going to the theaters again, whether this virus is here or not. People are saying the new Omicron is like a flu. So they're
But I
kinda
feel like
brushing it off,
Sing
you know?
2 is a very broad movie that every person in the Midwest go see. there's
But
this
listen,
bit.
it's Illumination Studios, and this is Pixar Studios. It's the biggest studio up there with Disney. I mean,
Look, I'm on board. I want to see this movie. I think this movie is great, but especially the last couple of trailers we've seen, it's really highlighted that this movie is centered on an Asian character. I know Shang-Chi was popular, but that was an action movie. Marvel. This is about an Asian girl who's, as we see in the trailer, she's
got
like
some
a
issues.
she's got issues, but she's also perfect too. She's one of those kids that is perfect and a smarty pants and everything. A lot of people don't like that, unfortunately.
well, okay. I'm also wondering. We just had Encanto. Did Encanto release in theaters?
It did.
Yes.
It did.
Yes,
So
it
it's
did.
like, okay, that brought in mega money, I'm sure too. I don't know the numbers exactly.
It did well. It did well. I don't know if it did. It didn't do like the big time numbers, like Frozen 2 numbers, but it did.
Well, no,
solid.
I don't think anyone really expected that either. But I mean, it's Disney. And
Well,
you've
you know,
got
and
Pixar. Those
and
two
I
always
noticed-
go hand in hand for bringing in mega money.
I noticed this with Encanto. When I went to the theater, I felt like it was there for a very short time before it was put onto streaming. Like
Yes.
all of a sudden, it was
Yes.
gone from the theater, and then it was in Disney Plus for free. And I thought, whoa! I was literally gonna go see this movie in theaters. What's it doing on?
I feel like I think it had a month, if that,
if that
in theaters,
seriously.
and then it
So,
was streaming.
Pixar has not had a single movie in theaters since 2020, which was Onward.
But here's the thing: they're gonna do Lightyear. Lightyear is gonna get the full release. Why? Because Lightyear is a white guy.
Okay.
I think that's very sad.
I'm
It
telling.
is sad.
I know it is sad, and I think that's the reason they're like,
If
you know
that- if
what?
that is the
This
actual
movie is
reason,
not going
I
to
think
track
that is
well. It's not going to
terrible.
make the money because white people are not going to see this movie and be like, oh, I got to see it. It's just it's just the way it
it's
is.
like,
I hate it. It sucks, dude.
Why are they making these POC movies then if they're not trying to celebrate the POC communities by putting these films where they should be?
Because they're all talk. And I would hope that that's not the case. I would hope that they would put emphasis on Lightyear because it is a well-known name. It's a name
Right.
that's been around for decades.
1995. That
Exactly.
Was the start of it all.
So if I had to be devil's advocate, that would be my reason. However, I am not saying that your reason doesn't hold water or isn't valid or anything. I'm saying
really
that
hope it's
I'm
not
saying
true.
that I'm hoping I'm right, but it could be, you could absolutely be 100% right.
Because, okay, what harm is it really to put the movie in theaters and also release it at home? You could do both easily. So I don't know why they're making it a big deal. and
They
pulling
did
it-
that with Black Widow. Well, actually, I think that they still have to pay. People still have to pay $30
Yeah,
to
you
see
still have to
that.
pay, and that's fine. Do that. Release it in theaters for the people who still can go to the theaters, even though you're vaccinated.
I don't
whatever.
think people will pay to see it either on Disney
No.
Plus. I really don't. I
They
really
put
don't.
freaking Raya on Disney Plus for I don't know how much money.
That
I
was
think
his
that's-
mistake.
And I think that was it too. They
That
put
movie
Raya on
sucks.
Disney Plus. Said we're gonna charge you $30 to see it on Disney Plus. Nobody did it. Nobody paid to see it.
It was such a trash movie. I don't know.
I mean,
who
but that's-
you liked Raya, but you're wrong.
You
did
know.
not like Raya and the
You're
Last Dragon.
So I don't know. I mean, I feel like horrible talking about this. Like this is why Turning Red is not gonna do what it should do, because it's probably a really well-made film with a lot of heart, really fun animation, but it's just not going to capture that. It's not going to have that marketing machine push that a regular Disney production would have, just because they're thinking people aren't going to buy it in this split, politics country and
Whoever's
everything.
in charge of that, I hope reaps what they sow. I
Yeah.
don't know what way that is, but I hope if that is.
And then
the
I
way
feel
that
bad
it
for
is,
those guys at Pixar, because they're
working
making
their
great
butt
work.
offs, making creative movies, and that's really a shame that they can't. It's a movie; it should be in the movies. you know,
And
at the movies.
there was a time when Pixar was regarded, in fact, not Pixar, the people working at Pixar were regarded as geniuses and wizards and were held in such high regard and were, you know,
Were the
just on
ones
this
that you asked
pedestal.
for advice too. You know, at one point
Yes.
Disney asked like, "Hey, you guys are doing something different. How do you guys do this? You know, you guys are at the top of the game. You guys are the best in the business right now. How do you?" And now they're like, shh, 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 shh. Have a seat. Have a seat. You know.
Ugh, corporate.
Well, I
Ugh.
think maybe once we come closer to it being released and everything, maybe we can talk a little bit more about it.
Oh, you know we will, because you know why? Because Bump That will be there.
Bump That will be there for turning
in all the
red.
grit.
Turning red with anger for the fact that it's only on Disney Plus and not in theaters.
We'll watch it one way or another and support these amazing creators.
Yes, they deserve it. Unless the movie sucks.
Don't suck.
All right. And with that, none of us have an individual segment, correct?
No, this is we're about to have our chum, we're gonna have an open conversation, just kind of hang out,
Yeah.
chill
man.
out,
This is
talk
laid back
about
today, man.
the
Laid back.
past few weeks.
You're
just
just
chew
you're
the
just along for the
flag.
ride, viewer or listener, whatever. You're just here in the room with us chatting, okay? Chatting.
Fireside
But
chats.
we're gonna tell you one thing: stay to the end because it's gonna get deep. Because we're gonna be talking about a certain movie called Encanto that
Encanto.
that some of us loved, some of us enjoyed, and some of us are like, bleh.
Yeah, no, I'm ready. The library yesterday was a debate
Heated.
room. It was a debate room,
Heated.
is what it was. All right, first,
We don't talk about Bruno. No, no, no.
ooh, that's so good. What a jazzy song. Ah, feeling it. Alrighty, Brian, you had some things that you watched while we were on.
All right, so I did watch Encanto 3 times, but we'll talk about that later. I did watch. I didn't really go to the movies. I just watched a lot of the movies that were streaming, that are movies that have been released the past few weeks. A lot of the big Oscar bait movies too, the prestige films that are coming out. So the big one that I watched that's streaming on Netflix, it's The Lost Daughter. It's a very it was a very good drama starring Olivia Colman, who plays Queen Elizabeth on the Crown. You guys watch that show? You guys watch that
No.
show with Mom? Okay.
Yeah.
our mom
I
mom
have.
loves that show.
I have
yeah.
watched some of it.
So Olivia Colman plays Queen Elizabeth in The Crown, but here
she
in this
also
movie
plays the evil telephone in Mitchell's versus the.
Oh,
Machines.
right, she does do that. Yeah. She does play that. Yeah, so in this movie The Lost Daughter, she plays this professor who's on a vacation in Greece, and she's just trying to get away, but she's like a very prickly, mean woman, and she ends up on vacation in Greece. She notices this very large, obnoxious ethnic family who's always bothering her. And so the movie just digs in deep into that relationship, and it's about family and pretty much how kids suck and ruin the lives of their
Oh my
parents
gosh.
and everything. So it's directed by Maggie Gyllenhaal. Very good film, excellent performances. But it's a very deep movie, especially if you have kids and you're like, dang, I give up a lot for my children and they are ruining my life.
Oh
So,
my gosh.
I do recommend it, but not if you don't like very serious prestige drama, because that's what this was. Another one, prestige drama, The Power of the Dog, with Katie, your guy Ben Cumberbatch. He's in this movie as a cowboy. It's really good. Jesse Plemons and Kirsten Dunst are also in the film. It's a cowboy film, Western set like in 1912. It's got a lot of like hidden themes in it. It's a very, again, slow burn prestige drama. If you don't like those kind of films, I don't recommend it, especially this one. Power of the Dog is very slow, very dry, no action whatsoever. Just Benedict Cumberbatch walking around naked, playing banjos, if you're into that sort of thing. You guys aren't into that sort of thing.
No,
Okay.
not really.
No.
One
No.
movie that you guys would probably, I know Kay would probably enjoy, is The Harder They Fall. It's a Western film streaming. All these movies are streaming on Netflix, by the way, but it's with an African American cast. Oh shoot, what's that lady's name? Oh no, Regina.
Oh yeah, Davis.
Not
No,
Who
Regina.
is she?
King?
I know what you're talking about.
What movie?
Is it King? Regina. Oh Lord, have mercy.
Yeah.
I love her too.
Oh my gosh, she's
Yeah,
so good.
It is Regina. It is Regina King.
Okay, Regina King stars in The Harder They Fall with Idris Elba. It's an African American Western film. Really good. A lot of action. Check it out. Totally, you guys would. I know Katie would like that. Great soundtrack. So good. I've been getting Joanna into the Bourne Identity movies. We've been starting to watch those. So we watched. She's never seen them, so we watched 2002's The Bourne Identity. Great film. Matt Damon at his best. And then my daughters and I started rewatching the old Tobey Maguire Spider-Man movies in preparation for the final Spider-Man movie. So we watched Spider-Man 1, Spider-Man 2. Ella said that she loves Spider-Man 1 the most, but Spider-Man 2 had the best action scene.
Did you watch Spider-Man 3 yet?
She will watch Spider-Man 3 very soon, and we'll
That
find
girl
out.
better think it's awful.
I told her it's like this movie's Spider-Man 3 is like 3 hours long. So
And it
prepare
sucks.
yourself.
It is okay. We've already had an episode about this.
Okay, that's pretty much what I watched. Yeah. Oh, and Book of Boba Fett. I watched Book of Boba
Yes!
Fett.
Oh no!
Loved
Spoil.
it.
Don't talk about it. Don't talk about it. I haven't. Seen
I can't
Wes-
believe how good that show actually is.
So good.
I'm probably gonna have to watch it without Wesley. I was waiting for him to
Forget
watch
him.
it with me. Yeah, I just might because. No.
And no spoilers. Here's the thing. I'm just gonna lay it out like this. All my life, I've never been a Boba Fett apologist. I've just been surrounded by Star Wars geeks that love Boba Fett.
Yep.
And I'm like, forget you guys. You guys are dumb. Boba Fett sucks. Okay? He is a one-note character that was in one movie and died, 20 minutes into the film. He sucks. Boba Fett sucks. But Book of Boba Fett has redeemed the character. It's such an awesome show.
Yes.
Love it. Just as good as Mando. Check it out. Book of Boba Fett. Can't wait for the next
New
episode.
episodes on Wednesdays. So
Check
actually,
it
one aired
out.
tonight.
Whoa.
So I think that's episode 3. Episode 3 released tonight,
Yes.
Wednesday. Yep.
As of this recording, it has been released.
Yeah. So that's exciting.
Nice.
All right, I'm done. That's my bit.
Alrighty, KT, what did you watch over break?
All right, guys. So I watched a good bit of movies. I was finally able to relax a little bit and get to the movies, and I got treated because Wesley doesn't like to. My husband Wesley doesn't really like to go to the theater to watch movies. He's like he would rather be at home and stream, but I much rather go to the theater. But like a bum and like a very lonely person, I had to go all by me lonesome. But it was really cool.
You like the feeling of 30-year-old cloth seats and the smell of popcorn. That is
What?
in the
No
walls
place
and the-
has 30-year-old seats anymore.
No,
Come on.
however, in this theater, so one
Movies
day,
400, bro.
Movies 400 was ghetto AF. But no,
Movies
even the
400.
theater in Gainesville, it's usually on higher quality. But I saw a double feature one day, and I'll tell you about it. But when I saw my second film, there was literally caution tape inexplicably writ
Oh my
like
gosh.
around certain seats, and I was like, what happened here? Why is this a thing?
Omicron was here.
Yes. God. All right. So, the first couple of movies I want to highlight are The Matrix Resurrections. Okay. So Brian was telling me that he skipped this one because critics were like, "Oh, this movie sucks." I disagree. I thought it was amazing. Amazing, amazing. It is so incredibly meta where it is like a snapshot of humanity and like right now, and like being very nitpicky about it. Like this is what humanity is. Here's the explanation, and here's why it's just ridiculous. And the way that they approached it was just so chef's kiss. And so that was like the big, overanalyzation part of it. But the movie itself, they did a great job of explaining why this happened. Why are we having this movie in the first place? Didn't Trinity and Neo die? Well, turns out XYZ. The action was there. I never got bored, which is something because that movie was over 2 hours long. I think it was 148 minutes long. Didn't get bored at all. I loved what they did with Neo. Keanu Reeves still has it, man. It's so good. Some of it was like, okay, I need to, look the other way for that. Like, I'll let that slide. Okay, all right. For the sake of the plot, all right, we'll move it along. But overall, fantastic movie. Right when it was finished, I could have watched it again, like just like that. So good. So after that, I went to the caution taped theater that that I saw Spider-Man No Way Home, and I enjoyed it. I think people enjoyed it more than I did overall, but I thought it was a very fun movie. The people behind me were sobbing. Straight up, like...
Oh, these Marvel millennial people. Oh, they kill me. I love them.
Well, they were... It seemed like they were adults older than me. Like, mamas.
Exactly. Marvel millennial people.
Yeah, Katie, there are people your age who are also mamas.
No, like, older. Like, 40, 50-year-old.
Oh.
40 or 50. And she was just... They were sobbing. But I thought it was really good. It leaves it open for like what? Well, you have to kind of think about the ending. I'm not gonna.
Every Marvel movie leaves it open for the next.
Well, for how they did it, it's like, okay, you did something like really big to yourself, Peter Parker, like really, really big to yourself.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, if you think about it, it's like, huh? Now what? Like, what is gonna happen next? So,
Spider-Verse.
Yeah, the repercussion of his actions are gonna be... I would love to see what they do. So, I enjoyed Spider-Man No Way Home. I have one more movie, kind of a curveball film that I wanted to mention. I watched The Boy Band Con, the Lou Pearlman story. Of all things, it's on YouTube. It's a YouTube original movie. And it talks about Lou Pearlman, who was the producer for boy bands such as NSYNC and Backstreet Boys and O-Town. And the whole controversy surrounding this guy. Oh my gosh.
That's pretty interesting stuff.
It was amazing. It's very heartbreaking. Like,
really?
The
heartbreaking?
The whole thing, yes. It is just sad. It's very sad. Because
he's fat and...
Well, no.
He's a big fat dude, man.
Yes. But...
Oh, did he abuse them?
Yes! Well, no,
no, but like...
Wait. Not in the way that you usually...
Oh, okay. He just abused them financially. Okay.
Yes.
Oh, that's fine. You can do that. That's okay.
Oh my god. But it's more than that. It's much more than that. So go check it out. Lou Pearlman story. It's on YouTube. Really, really fascinating things.
Starring Andy Richter as Lou Pearlman.
Oh my god. You're done.
Oh wait, what's starring Hugh Jackman as?
Don't say
Lou
You're so dumb. That's like Tom Cruise in Tropic Thunder when he was wearing
Yeah.
that suit. Oh my god.
Oh man.
Jeez.
And
The last thing.
and featuring as Justin Timberlake as himself.
So dumb. The only other thing that Wes and I have been.
Why are you doing this?
Oh
my gosh.
my gosh! Somebody come get him. Come get Brian.
I'm done.
The only other thing that Wes and I were watching, man, and this is gonna get y'all. We've been binge watching the Golden Girls.
May Betty White rest in peace.
Oh man.
Her birthday
I think,
is in 6 days.
Listen,
No, 5 days.
I think it's a conspiracy. That lady was a stallion. She was gonna make it. Something happened where somebody important had to go so that the eyes of the nation would be focused on that as opposed to something else that was going on. We need to check out that investigation with, what's her name? Maybelline. What's her name in New York City? What's her name?
Oh, the one that just was charged for the 5 out of 6.
Yes, exactly. We
Yeah,
need to...
is she still alive? Everybody
What's her name?
It starts with a G. Ghislaine.
Ghislaine. Yeah, I was close with
Ghislaine
Maybelline, Gangbeline.
Yeah.
Oh, Maxwell.
Is
exactly.
she still living? Is she still breathing? Did
Somebody
they
check
offer
on her.
already?
Somebody check on her.
Gosh.
So
Everybody was so focused on Betty White and Bob Saget. Ghislaine
exactly. Maybelline is Maybelline gone. So
Ooh.
I'm sorry, I shouldn't joke like that. But that's what I've been watching. Ileana, what have you been watching?
What a segue. I actually watched more than I thought I did. I did watch Book of Boba Fett, and it is great so far. I'm excited to see where it's going. I'm not really a Star Wars fan, but I watched Mandalorian, and I was like, hey, I like this. And then they teased Book of Boba Fett, and I was like, maybe I'll like that. And then it came out, and I was like, hey, I like this. So
It's only 30 minutes long an episode too.
no. The first one was 29 minutes, and the second one was 53.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Check yourself.
I'm sorry.
Oh my. Oh.
I don't know how long the other ones are gonna be. I don't know if it's like
Hey, Lo Siento, okay?
what? What'd you
That means I'm sorry, you wiener.
I know. Gosh. Anyways, so one of the other movies that I watched that didn't come out too long ago, I guess, is James Bond, No Time to Die. Oh my gosh, I cried.
Oh my gosh. How can you cry?
I cried!
You're not a James Bond fan? No,
No!
James Bond fan loves that movie.
But I sat there watching it, and it was very long. Very long, I
It
will
is
say. That was
long.
the one thing I was kind of
Ugh.
like, can we speed this up a little bit? I got bored. But it was very interesting, and I was sitting there, just, what's going to happen? I don't know what's going to happen. And then the thing happens, and the tears come streaming down your face.
Oh man. They Coldplay James Bond. How
did.
dare they?
I had tears
Why?
Wait,
streaming.
did they for real? I thought you were joking. No way.
What?
No, like they Coldplayed it, like it made it like sad and wimpy and teary and
Oh,
Not
okay.
the way James
I
Bond
thought
should be.
I thought you meant they played that song.
Coldplay?
I was gonna say
No.
no.
That would be
No.
so cheesy. I'd be laughing, not crying. No, but I did cry. It was great. I loved watching it. Very actiony, very interesting. I was like, oh man, they're really setting us up for the next James Bond. And I watched it with Hunter. And he said, because he listens to the podcast too, he goes, the next James Bond's going to be Tom Holland.
Chris
And I
Pratt.
was like,
No, did you guys hear
not-
that? Did you guys hear that story that Tom Holland pitched a young James Bond movie to the guys, to the filmmakers,
No.
and they're like, no, we're good. But that's what got him the role in Uncharted. They were like, not young James Bond, but how would you like to be Nathan Drake in Uncharted?
Okay,
You know what?
look,
'Cause
wait,
we
wait,
Sure,
wait,
yeah.
wait, wait,
on setting up the new James Bond to be Chris Pratt.
wait, wait. Put a pin in that. Why? Okay. Nathan Drake. I still can't get over that he is going to be Nathan Drake. However,
no, it doesn't make sense.
If he was going to be anybody, why can't we have a young Indiana Jones? Why can we not have that?
Katie, you're my sister, and I love you. But you ever take sides against the family again, don't.
What are you talking about?
Don't.
What are you talking?
No.
Why can't we have a young Indiana Jones?
Not that kid, Spider-Man, as Indiana Jones.
Well, they're freaking up.
How dare you?
They're freaking up with Nathan Drake. They're already messing up.
They can mess up Nathan Drake.
No,
it's not. Indiana Jones is sacred. You don't touch. There can never be another. I don't. No. Look, I've seen the trailer for Nathan Drake. That movie looks garbage and fake. It doesn't look very good. So screw that up. Don't screw up the greatest movie of all time, Indiana Jones.
The Rock is the new James Bond.
Hey, I've heard rumors he wants to do that. You know?
Who?
The Rock.
Dwayne Johnson as the new James Bond.
He's James. Can you imagine him being Bond? James Bond. British.
What can I say
007?
except you're welcome.
Oh gosh.
Oh man. So okay, moving on. I cried watching No Time to Die.
Look.
It was great.
Look, as far as James Bonds go, you know, they'll figure it out. I don't have my hopes high. I think the series has been taken over now. It's going the way of the buffalo. Just don't touch my boy Indiana Jones.
We're at the end of an era. All right, Daniel Craig, we finished him.
Hey, Pierce Brosnan for life. That's my James Bond, okay? Dan Craig can go,
I agree.
you know, whatever.
Who was the one for the N64 game?
That was Pierce Brosnan for GoldenEye.
Yeah, good. I like that one. That one's a good one. Thumbs up. No Tom Holland for James Bond. No Tom Holland for James Bond.
It's like
it'll be Ryan Reynolds.
Look, listen to me. Listen to me. James Bond is supposed to be a dangerous guy, super cool, suave, you know, deadly, mean. He's not a nice guy, okay?
No. He doesn't play by the rules of
Exactly. Tom Holland is somebody's kid brother, okay?
He really is. He's
who needs to get
Chris
stuffed in a
Pratt's
locker,
brother.
for goodness sakes, okay?
You see, I feel bad for. Wait. I feel bad for him because
watch that movie Onward. What is? He's like, "Hello, America, hello, America." That's all Tom Holland is, man. He's just a skinny kid with the staff. Oh, hello, America. That's it.
I feel so bad because he's worked out so much to be Spider-Man. He's so agile and athletic.
But that's fine.
And yet,
he works as Spider-Man. He could not work as James Bond.
You know what? Yeah, I do feel bad for him because he's gonna be stuck, like kind of like DiCaprio was for like right after Titanic. DiCaprio couldn't do anything until he's like, I'm gonna start yelling and screaming and swearing and become big boy DiCaprio. Tom Holland is always gonna be like a kid. He'll never like you can't imagine Tom Holland as like a dad or anything. He could never do anything like that because he's just still stuck in kid mode. I mean, the kid's almost 30 years old.
Rogen.
You know.
Oh gosh.
Wait,
Brian,
okay. Wait, I have a perfect segue.
For Encanto?
No, not yet. I still have another movie to talk about. We just talked about DiCaprio. Netflix raved about this movie.
Yes.
Don't Look Up.
Yes.
I hated it.
Yes. I know why you hated it.
I don't like dark comedies.
No. You know, here's the thing too about that movie. That movie is so pretentious that if you don't believe and act the way that the movie wants you to believe, you're an idiot.
Exactly.
You really are. That's really what that movie is preaching, you know? And so you can have a whole cast of fancy actors in the movie, but if you don't yeah, they do. And it's great, but I hate movies like that because that means the movie is garbage. It means it has nothing to stand up on. But again, if you don't believe what the movie's telling you, then you're an idiot and they're gonna make fun of you. You know.
Yeah, they have Meryl Streep. They've got Kate Blanchett. They've got Tyler Perry. They had Jennifer Lawrence. They had Leonardo DiCaprio. They had what's the other guy? Not the Seth Rogen. The other one.
Jonah Hill.
Jonah Hill. Who remembers his name? So you got this star cast of a bunch of people, and I felt.
Hey, don't forget Katie's girl Ariana Grande.
Oh, yeah.
What are you talking
playing
about?
herself. She was playing herself, but
What
it was
are
supposed to be
you
a joke.
talking about?
And I'm like,
no. No. Oh my god. He said Ariana Grande. My first thought was Victorious. Like
Cat Valentine. No, that movie was trash.
Is that her freaking name? Cat Valentine?
Yeah.
Mosquito Valentine. Oh,
I
jeez.
hated that film. Don't look up. Don't watch it. More like. I was really proud of that one. Here I'll throw in some other ones real quick that I watched. G.I. Joe Origins Snake Eyes.
Dang!
Did
you watch that with the sons, the boys?
I watched that with Hunter and the boys, and they really liked it.
Yeah, they would. I mean, not that it's a bad thing.
No, it was good. It was enjoyable.
It's for boys. It's for
I watched
9-year-olds.
And I was like, this is a movie. And then I watched Venom 2. That was good. I liked Venom 2. Not terrible. Once again, a movie. The Martian. That was a great movie.
I heard that's good with Matt Damon.
Yes,
yeah.
loved it.
Yeah.
Really, really good. I was like,
I heard
is he
that's really
gonna
good.
make it? So, the last one to end the discussion tonight. Are you ready for the debate, man?
Oh
Look,
yeah.
it's not even gonna be a debate. Let me start really quick. Let me say this.
Oh boy.
Let me say this so that I don't get yelled at. I like the movie.
Uh-huh.
Wait, what movie are we talking about?
Encanto.
We're here.
Encanto.
Yes. We finally made it to this part. I like Encanto. I don't think it's as great as everyone thinks. However, I see why people like it. I just don't feel the same. Okay, that's out of the way. Let's talk about Encanto. Brian, you're about to fall out your seat.
Movie.
Oh my god.
I heard it with my own 2 ears.
What'd she say?
She hates the movie.
I don't. I don't.
She does.
But you would think that I do. You would really think that I do. But I'm very critical of it. I'm extremely critical of it.
Here's the deal. I didn't go in with very high expectations for Encanto. I literally went in with my daughter to see it in the theaters, just like, hey, let's go do father-daughter thing and go see Encanto. You got some popcorn, you got some Sprite, sit down, be good, we're going to have a good time. I was quickly, like within the first 10 minutes, I was like, wow, this is actually a lot better. The music, Lin-Manuel Miranda,
my boy,
is a mad fuzz genius. That guy makes music that sticks in your head and is so good. We literally bought the soundtrack. I bought it on my own phone. Joanna bought it. All our kids are singing the songs. I'm playing it so loud in my car. Colombia! Encanto! So good. I love it. Can't get enough of it. Here's the reason I really like the movie. I feel like people don't really talk about. What I like about the movie is that it's got a lot of mystery in it. It's a house with a lot of character, and you never know what's going to happen. I love it when you have movies where characters are in a house and they are always finding secret passages that lead them to here and there. I always love that. And there's a mystery and they go deeper and deeper and deeper. And especially like a mystery of like a family member. We don't talk about Bruno, but it just goes deeper and deeper. The movie, it's at the end of the day, there's so many other better Disney movies. Absolutely. But the movie just so charming, so ridiculously charming. Great animation, so colorful. It's a fun movie. At the end of the day, is it one of the great, top 20. Is it a top 20 Disney movie? Absolutely not. No way. But it is a lot better than I thought it would be, and I'm gonna give it all its due. I think it's a great. I connected with it. The family connected with it. Probably watch it again this weekend, maybe.
I'm gonna title this episode "KT Hates Encanto,"
No.
and here's why.
Oh my gosh.
No. So I've seen the movie 1.5 times. I fell asleep watching it the second time because I was super sleepy, just because of work. Not because I was bored. But watching it the first time, the first 15 minutes kind of had me like, okay, all right, what are we doing? There's a lot of singing, a lot of words, kind of annoying. And then, boom, just everything else happens. And I was like, I gotta know more. What happened to Bruno? Why doesn't Mirabel have the Encanto?
Ay, Brunito.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
I wanted to know. And I was so intrigued. And I was, the grandma, man. She was so infuriating.
Abuela, what the heck,
She
bro?
was so infuriating. And I was like, why is she picking so hard on Mirabel? She just wants to be included. She wants to help. Even if, she's messing things up, just let her be there. Let her have her presence. She didn't get the stupid thing. And it was like, why didn't she get the stupid thing? Let's go find out. It was a great journey. And I loved the colors of this movie. The colors were beautiful. The animations of their clothing were awesome. Mirabel's dress and the way it moves. Just watch the way she flails that dress. It's really interesting, actually. And then for all of the characters to have their own little thing, their own segment, and then their own song. It was fun. It was such a fun time.
I remember, I don't know if it was one of you that said that it was very theatrical, and I do
we both
agree.
actually said it.
Yeah, and it does, to me, it did resemble like a that you could easily put this on the stage.
Right.
And just have the set be like the house, the house Madrigal,
Mm.
And then there's, I could see like a 2-story house with lots of lights and colors and, characters coming in, dancing and acting like very Lin-Manuel Miranda-esque, but I mean, it just worked. And I mean, Disney does a great job of making, they got that formula. They did it right. The stakes weren't as high as compared to other films. It's definitely not a Lion King or Pocahontas or
like no one was
Aladdin.
going to, die or anything. It was
anything
is this
like that.
family and the house going to stay together.
Yeah, but it works. It worked completely. I bought into the relationships and everything. It's a very modern story too. A lot of those characters are dealing with like these perceptions of how they're perceived, and even the older sister Luisa, she's like, I feel all this pressure to
That's
perform,
such a banger song,
to be the best, but at the end of the day, it's like slowly just drip dripping on my head, and I'm like, oh man, I can't be the strong one. I never have that time to just like, just relax and just like,
And it was such a funny film too. It was really funny. All the little jokes here and there, I was like, like the first one, I was sitting back, still kind of not really wanting to give the movie a chance. And I was kind of like, And then the next joke, the next joke, it like caught me off guard with how funny it actually was. And Casita, best character.
Casita is the best character.
Best character.
Casita was a great character.
And then Bruno.
Bruno is the second best character.
John Leguizamo.
The most random voice actor you could have picked for that.
Knock.
It works so well for some reason. And if you know the scene, you know the scene. I teared up at the scene.
The plate.
The plate! I teared up when I saw that. I was like, oh my gosh, that breaks my heart. Like,
the
I don't
plate?
Know. The plate. His place
where he was living.
Oh, yeah.
With the table.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was like, oh my gosh, that breaks my heart. He wants to be in the family still. So, I don't know. What else?
Yeah, I think there's something for everybody in this movie.
Yeah. What else do you have to say about it, Kate? And then we'll wrap up.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm gonna say good and bad things. Because this is not a perfect film. And I may be a little bit biased. I did not connect with the characters like I hoped I would. I'm usually able to connect with pretty much any kind of character, no matter what their situation is. Like I can put myself in their shoes and just feel their emotion, but I couldn't do it in this movie. Maybe it's just me. I don't know. I couldn't do it. And usually I'm really emotional in movies too. Like I am just the biggest baby. I didn't even feel like choking up or anything at the end. I just couldn't do
Really?
it.
Wow.
I couldn't do it.
I
And
definitely
to
choked
me,
up at the end.
Stone.
More
and
so, I choked up at this movie than I did for Coco.
in which to this day, like I could watch Coco and I will lose it. It is just I am the cue the waterworks. But um, with this film, there was some funny moments. I especially love the donkeys.
Yes.
Louisa, the
Yes.
donkeys. that's silly.
That
That's-
guy's voice was so ridiculous. It so doesn't fit the way his character looked. And
Yeah.
then he's like, "Oh, this is the special basket because you have no Encanto. You are not special."
Yeah, and I feel like, especially at the beginning, there was way too much exposition. So much exposition just shoved down your throat, and they did it in the form of a song, which I get it, but that song was way too wordy. Now, was it a bad song? No, but it was. I just don't know what it was going on about. And what I don't understand is that these kids have lived in this city, in this community all their lives, and they don't know anything about these people. It's hard to believe.
Okay, so I went back and I rewatched this scene because you had just talked about that in the library, and I went to your house and I was like, okay, I'm gonna rewatch it. So they say there's so many of you guys, it's hard to keep up. Remind us about your talents or your Encantos. So
Yeah,
even though they're little kids, so they forget. And they said, there's just so many of you guys, we can't remember, we can't keep track. So remind us. And then
It's funny because there's
sneaks in.
actually not. There's only 10 people living in the house.
Well, it's like,
Yeah,
okay,
and
you have
it's
the
just
three
annoying.
siblings. Okay, you've got Abuelita,
But not even
three
because-
siblings, and then you've got Mirabelle, the two other daughters, so that's three more, and then you've got one cousin, two cousin, another cousin, and then you have the dad and the uncle. So that's already a lot.
And speaking of the family, and our coworker shed some light on this yesterday, but overall, I thought it were just so mean spirited toward Mirabelle. She really was just trying to help, and everybody's like, just stop, like quit. But at the same time, Mirabelle, she was reminding me of Joy from Inside Out, where she just was not taking a hint. She was just focused on one thing, and she, while she was very, very caring, and I think that is her gift. That is her gift. Is that
Yes,
she was
yes.
extremely caring, and I think that was her most endearing quality. While that was her thing, it was like she was like, okay, I love you. I see you. Let's just do the complete opposite of what I'm being told to do.
Well, here's the whole thing. They never gave her a chance. And I'm looking back at the scene where she's carrying in that gift basket thing, and they're all like running over her, and it's like, oh, these amazing gifts, and she's just walking through, just trying to get in, and it's like, oh, sorry, oh, excuse me, I'm just trying to walk in with this basket, and there's so many people here. She's just trying to help. She's just trying to be there because she doesn't have anything else to offer.
And then, well, therein lies another problem, and this is a storytelling problem. Maybe you guys can shed some light on this. One, if she wasn't trying to stop the spoilers for this sentence, spoilers. If you're already this far into our conversation, what are you doing? The house was falling apart. If she had stopped doing what she was doing, like everybody was telling her to do, would the house still crumble? Why was the house crumbling in the first point? Like, why was it crumbling?
It was just the fate of it. That's what Bruno saw.
But
that
doesn't make any
All right,
sense.
so I'll pop in here. So as you can see, the grandmother had put so much emphasis on their gifts that she forgot all about their actual just relationship, just of being family, just of being a family with, you know, kids, grandkids, great grandkids. She forgot that
everyday conversations of like, how are you doing?
That at the end of the day, they don't have to try to be perfect. She wanted Luisa to always be as strong. She wanted the other daughter, Bella or something like that, to be the most beautiful. Isabella to be the most perfect, and you know, so at the end, she lost track of who they are as people, you know, and so she's looking at Mirabelle. She's like, "You're ordinary, you know. I don't know why you didn't get a gift, but you're just an ordinary person. So literally, stay out the way." So the mother was pushing everybody. The abuela was pushing everybody away in favor of their, you know, their gifts instead of who they are as people. When obviously Mirabelle did have a gift, is that she was a shoulder to cry on for every member of that family. Everybody went to her. The little kid, Antonio, he went to her and he shared his feelings with her. Luisa found somebody she could, you know, be vulnerable with. You know, the Isabella was like, I don't have to marry this guy. She's like, wow, you confessed that to me. There's nobody else she could confess it. She couldn't confess it to her mom, Abuela. She confessed it to Mirabelle. So Mirabelle's, you know, if she did have a gift, it's that she was somebody they could confess to talk to, somebody that wouldn't judge them wrong, like Abuela. Like, what do you mean you don't want to marry him? He's the most best man in town. You have to, because you're perfect. That's all your bit. You know, so she was able to be
blessing. We were given this gift, so we have to use it.
So the Mirabelle's gift was, you know, it was having a big heart, bigger than almost everybody's. As big as when Abuela, you see that when Abuelo Pedro dies at the end, her heart breaks, it shatters, but then she has this big heart. The miracle of having a home to protect her family and her children, that is actually passed on to Mirabelle, who in fact has a big heart as well, and she loves her family unconditionally. She will, like she said, she will move mountains for her family. So at the end of the day, that is her gift, is that she's just full of this love. And she was like, Bruno, you got to get out of there. You can't be here. You're part of the family no matter what. Even if you're a weirdo, you belong with the family. So that's one thing I got from this movie, that, you know, people talk about, well, Mirabelle doesn't get a gift. She does have a gift. It's just not something as flashy and shiny as, you know, picking up 20 donkeys.
I don't know. And I definitely see that. I completely 100% agree with you. I just hate that, and maybe this is to the story's credit. I hate that she's treated that way, and that she's, you know, not appreciated more. You know, and there's that. So
that was, I think, just the way of moving the story. She was the non-gifted one, and so you usually forget about that type of person in your family.
Think about it like Avengers. Like, you know, Hawkeye, he's the Avenger who has a bow and arrow. Nobody cares about Hawkeye. But at the end of the day, he's like one of the most bravest and toughest heroes of the Avengers.
Still an Avenger.
He's also a murderer. Just never mind.
So I think whether the events would have still happened, I think because Bruno saw it, it had to happen, because that's just what
the family was. The family just needed a rebuild, you know, find a new miracle that wasn't just based on, you know, easy gifts, magics, you know.
And I will say this to the credit of the parents, Mirabelle's parents. Those were good parents. They
stuck up for her every time.
They did stick up for her, especially the dad. The dad was there.
The mom did too. She always went to Abuelita, and she was You are
Yeah,
being
so-
too hard on her.
Yeah, so kudos to them, you know. Also another good thing. Oh, you know what? Actually, we back up. A really good thing as far as the movie production, the animation was astounding. It was beautiful, it was vibrant.
The facial expressions
Now the
were
bad
awesome.
thing, what notice this the next time you watch it. The camera was so daggum shifty. It's like we're here for a second, then we're here, and then we're here. And now we're here. It's like it couldn't just linger on.
Yeah, I could see that. I see what you're saying.
That to me was jarring. I was like, please, let's sit still for a second. My God.
Let's take all this beauty in for one moment.
Yes.
Yeah.
No. So I don't know. I guess for me, I like the movie. I prefer, and I guess in the way of Latin Disney Pixar films, I much prefer Coco. I think it's a smoother ride. It's a more hard-hitting, emotional ride. There are, no pun intended, there are a lot of cracks in this film that make it like, it's not a go for me, dog. It's not a go. But it is fun. I can see why kids love it. You have a bunch of earworm songs. The other night I had We Don't Talk About Bruno in my head all night while I was trying to sleep. And last point. They could have picked better voice actors. I did not like the voice acting in this. I didn't. It wasn't bad. They could have done better, especially Luisa. They could have picked a better alto voice that is a better singer. They were probably trying to go for like a very butch sound. But even still, you can have a butch voice without having it sound so just blah.
Aww.
Yeah, it wasn't bad. Just
I disagreed.
blah.
I liked it.
Hey, I want to get your take on this, Katie. You've seen Meet the Robinsons, right? Have you ever seen
Yes.
that?
I have too.
Okay. Yeah. Does this movie remind you of a Latino version of Meet the Robinsons?
No, because I didn't hear Rob Thomas at the end.
Okay. I don't know. I thought it was me. I thought the movie is very similar to Meet the Robinsons.
It's very hyperactive.
I could see that.
Like that.
I could see that. And you have a very large family where they each have their different traits.
Yeah.
And then you have somebody that doesn't quite fit in, which would be Bruno. And Bruno juxtaposed to
Mirabelle doesn't fit
the
in
bad
either.
guy.
Along with what's the blonde kid's name in Meet the Robinsons?
Well, what I was gonna say is you have the villain.
Oh, the evil
Yes.
guy. Yeah.
Yeah.
The bowler hat guy.
Yeah, he would be like Bruno in that sense.
Yes.
And then you have
misunderstood type of guy.
Just misunderstood. Yeah, exactly. Misunderstood.
exactly. So yeah, I could see some parallels.
I was just where I feel like it's a very similar story. At the end of the day, I like Encanto a lot more than Meet the Robinsons. But,
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. I would give it a solid 7.5. 7.5, which is not bad. It's actually still very good, but I would give it a 7.5 out of 10.
I'll give it a 8.5 out of 10.
Brian's giving it an 11 out of 10. Best
No,
film, best
I'm not.
animated film in 10 years.
No, Brian doesn't do numbers. He does letters.
Yeah,
Oh,
I'd
okay.
give it excuse me.
What was that?
Maybe an A
Frog
minus.
just got by.
A
B
minus.
minus.
No, A minus.
Oh, A minus.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's fair.
Alright. That is fair.
Alrighty. And with that will conclude episode 51 of Bump That, the start to season 3. Thank you guys so much for listening. We hope you guys enjoyed this episode of Bump That. KT obviously hates Encanto. We all know it to be true.
Clearly,
After everything we've heard. Even when she said she did like it, that was a lie. Um, so we hope you guys enjoyed this. Please like and subscribe. Leave a comment down below on what your thoughts are on some of the movies we talked about, or leave down a paragraph about what you thought of Encanto, because I know that is huge on the internet right now, and people are they got a lot to say. So, if you've got some comments, leave them down below. We'd love to read them. We do not have anything planned for next week's episode, but we will be here for next week. So we will see you in next week's episode. Bye-bye.
Bye.